The boy still got it. 100,000 freaking subscribers. 100,000 people decided, hey, I'm gonna subscribe to this guy because I like his video so much. That's just so insane to me. Like, I never ever thought I would be in this position in my entire life. But here I freaking am, I guess. Hi! Here's what this video is gonna be. I'm gonna yap a little bit about my YouTube journey, and then I'm gonna discuss my future plans for the channel, where we're going next. So starting off with my YouTube journey, like I said, I never ever thought I would get to 100,000 subscribers. Honestly, by the time I kind of blew up, I didn't think I was gonna get to 1,000 subscribers ever, or get to the point of YouTube monetization. That seemed like such a far-reaching goal. And to be clear, this is not my first YouTube channel. I've had many YouTube channels. In fact, this YouTube channel is one I've had since like high school or something. There's a ton of private videos on this channel that are never gonna see the light of day. But I don't know, I just kept at it. Like, in my brain, I'm just like, I wanna do this, you know? Unlike anything else in my entire life, this one thing, being a YouTuber or making YouTube videos, it's something I've always wanted to do. I started YouTubing in 2008. As soon as I learned about YouTube, I started making my own Bionicle videos. I called it Chibionicle, and it was about chibi versions of my Bionicle figures, and I was literally just playing with toys in front of a camera, which, now that I think about it, isn't that different from what I do now. But yeah, I've had like 20, 30 channels probably. I just would make a new channel, tackle a new idea, wouldn't work, and I'd kind of just let it go. And that would probably be the fate of this channel as well, but in 2024, I had a video blow up. It was my first Transformers Are Not Transformers video, which, if you're watching this, you probably subscribed off of one of those videos. I know for a fact it's my most popular series. I mean, in person at TFCon, so many people said they loved it, which is so cool. Like, obviously, if they're walking up and they're pointing and they're like, "Dumb Jake." I know they know me, but just hearing them talk about like the content they watch from me was really interesting, and most of it was Transformers That Are Not Transformers, which is always going to be a series that's gonna be on the channel, by the way. I know I haven't done one in probably a month or two, but it's gonna come back soon. When that first video blew up, it was crazy. Like, I went to bed that night, it had like 72 views, and when I woke up it had like 2,000 views or something, which was already mind-blowing to me because, you know, I've made a couple videos that have done well in the past, but nothing to the level that I would eventually get to. I woke up, it had 2,000 views, and it kept growing. It kept growing and growing and growing. And I was like, I finally did it, and my sleeper cell training locked in. Because before, you know, I was doing well on YouTube, I was watching so many of these stupid YouTube videos that were like, how to get big on YouTube. If you've wanted to do it, I'm sure you've checked those out before as well, and they offer the dumbest advice. But I have to admit, some of the tips did help me, like staying consistent on the thumbnail style and stuff like that, and that's what I did. But at first, I was super scared that I was gonna be like a one-hit wonder YouTuber. My second video I made, I'm pretty sure, was the Transformers That Never Came Out video, which was about like canceled prototypes and stuff. I should probably redo that video because that old video sucks. And I put that out and I was so nervous that it was just gonna do terrible compared to the other one, get like my usual 50 views I would get before my first video blew up. But it did really well, and I realized after that, like, maybe I've, you know, stumbled onto something, and I just kept at it. I was able to grow throughout 2024, and in November, like 8 months after I had really popped off, I quit my job. Was it a good idea? No. Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Don't do that. But I hated my job so much. I was so tired of it. I had been there for almost 5 years. I had been a manager there, which I also hated. And I was an office manager too, which, you know, I don't think managing anybody is sort of my thing at all. But I feel in general office politics are so annoying. And I had to have so many stupid conversations and dumb meetings, pointless meetings. Like, so much of being an office worker is wasting time. And I don't know, it was just kind of driving me crazy towards the end, and I saw this as an opportunity. With YouTube, there's no set salary. You make as much or as little as you can make. And I felt like I could make the same, if not more, doing YouTube. And I could. I've been able to keep myself and my family afloat for well over a year now just based on my YouTube income. Am I saying I'm rich? No, I am not rich. I am scraping by, to be very clear. Again, I would not recommend this, but I've been able to freaking do it, and it's real, and it's freaking real, which is so crazy to me. It is the best and most stressful job I've ever had. Because again, it relies on me and me alone to make money. There's no salary. There's no every 2 weeks I get paid. I gotta make videos that make money or I'm not making money. I've got to be creative. I've got to come up with these ideas and thumbnails and record voiceover and edit it and upload it. And I don't think anyone will ever understand like the stress of it really unless you actually do it. And I'm not saying I have a hard life, to be clear. Don't freak out in the comments. Oh my god, another privilege. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I would kill for that. Yeah, I know. Everyone would kill for that. I would have killed for it before. That doesn't make it any less hard. But like I said, it's also the best job I've ever had. I get to talk about stuff I'm genuinely passionate about, and when my brain just decides to hyperfixate on a random thing, I can take that hyperfixation and turn it into a video. I've had a lot of jobs during my life, and I really do feel like this is the only thing I'm suited for. I'm not good at a lot of stuff. I would say I'm not even good at being a YouTuber, but you guys are fine with it, so, I'll take it. This feels like my calling, or more appropriately, it's just the only thing I can keep focused on for a long time. I can see myself doing YouTube 10 years from now easily. So genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, if you're subscribed or not subscribed, if you've ever watched a single second of my videos, if you're a Patreon or YouTube member, thank you so much for supporting me and letting me do this, because this is obviously a place of privilege. Not everybody gets to do a job like this. And I'm going to take every opportunity I have to keep it as my job for as long as I have. Let's talk about the future of the channel a little bit. So I think that my main thing lately is that I'm going to be switching to a heavier focus on Transformers. I'm just known as a Transformers content creator, but I do a lot of other sort of videos on different topics just completely unrelated to Transformers. And I'm completely fine with being considered a Transformers content creator. That's my community. That's my fandom. I like Motu and I like G.I. Joe and I like all these other things, but Transformers and I'd say Metal Cardbot are the two main fandoms that I prefer to interact with. So I'm very happy to be a Transformers content creator, or considered to be one. And I do think I want to shift the needle more towards being consistently Transformers themed in my content. And that doesn't mean official Hasbro Transformers only. Obviously, my biggest thing is Transformers that are not Transformers, so I'll also be talking about toy lines that just transform. This isn't going to be a quick change. I'm in the process of making a bunch of videos right now, and some are just not Transformer themed at all. But over the course of this year, you'll probably see more and more Transformers stuff. I already started with my Power Glide video, which is sort of my take on a character spotlight video like Chris McFeely or Ron Bon Dujan. I've already started recently with my Transformers Spotlight series. I was going to call it Legacy of Transformers, but that title did really bad. So I think it's probably going to be called A Tribute to Transformers, and whatever character it is, it's going to be A Tribute to blank. I already kind of did that a long time ago with my A Tribute to Minicons video, so I'm going to do more of those. Some characters coming up are likely Cliff Jumper and Ultra Magnus, because I secured their missing Link toys from JP Fans. I'm not saying I'm never gonna do a non-Transformers topic again, but that's definitely gonna be my heavy focus. Also, I do have a Metal Cardbot video in the works. Some people were asking me about that. Metal Cardbot has officially come to America via Agabus and BBTS. So that's a video I'm working on. This is probably gonna be my most Dr. Lockdown-esque video ever. Really getting into the weeds and details of each toy, going over lore of each toy. I'm gonna be covering all of Wave 1 just all at once. So I'm excited to put that video out. I'm excited to work more on it. I'm kind of I'd say I'm 20% through it, so still got plenty to do. But I've just had other videos lined up beforehand that I needed to get to. But once I'm done with those, we're going to get right into the Metal Cardbot stuff, man. I'm excited to talk about all this stuff. They're super cool toys. My second channel will primarily be Transformers news, just covering whatever Transformers news comes out. I'm on and off with Transformers news stuff because, it's not really high effort content. I basically just record my voice, yap a bit about a new toy reveal, you know, say some stuff, my observations, that sort of thing. But they do well and they make me money, so you know, I don't mind talking about new Transformers releases, but I'm gonna keep it on my second channel because I just don't want those with all the other videos where I work hard on them and I spend a lot of time. I'm gonna keep those news videos over there on the second channel, Jake. If you're not subscribed, there's gonna be a link in the description for that channel. I also like putting out those videos because so many people tend to comment on it, and it's interesting to see like the fandom's point of view. I do want to do more limited merch drops in the future. I did this shirt recently, the Metal Dumb Jake shirt, and it did alright, man. It did alright. For a first merch drop thing, I spent about $60 on the art from Centipede.gov. Reggie commissioned them. If you need some cool art, they do all my Dumb Jake art. And I made about $100 overall from sales, so about $40 profit. That's good. I'm happy that I made any profit at all, so that's a W for me. But it's interesting, and I feel like I learned a few things, and in the future, the shirt designs are gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna tackle them a little bit differently. Not to say I don't like this shirt. I think this shirt is amazing. I love it. I will be wearing it to BotCon this year in a couple months. But I just learned a few lessons, like I feel like I should have added a Digimon style logo to the shirt that says like Dumb Jake or something. But yeah, I do plan to do more limited time merch drops because I think they're cool. I think it's really cool to put out merch and have people in real life in the world be wearing your shirts around just in a totally different state or country in some cases. A dream merch product that I would like to do is a Dumb Jake plushie. I know there are options out there for content creators to crowdfund like Makeship and Ownage, I think it's called. And I've definitely considered those. I'm definitely considering it more now that I've hit my 100,000 subscriber mark. I think that would be a really cool piece of merch to put out. But that's really scary because you have to crowdfund it. And usually that means like at least 100 people spend something like $30 on a plushie, and I just don't know if I have that sort of pool. Maybe I do and I don't realize it. Maybe people are really down with the idea of having a Dumb Jake plushie. I know several people in my Discord that would be down for that. You know, people ask me all the time on like random comments to do it, but just because people ask doesn't mean they're actually gonna buy stuff. And with those sites, I'm pretty sure if you don't like meet the amount of plushie sold or whatever to get it funded, you have to pay out of your pocket for the plushies they made or something like that. Like there's some sort of penalty to not completing the campaign. So would I make a Dumb Jake plushie? Absolutely, I would love to. Do I think it's gonna be anytime soon? Maybe. I might reach out. Maybe we can try something. I think the response to this video would kind of help indicate to me, like if you would buy a Dumb Jake plushie, like no joke, you'd actually buy one. The money's in your bank account right now and you would spend it. Let me know. And just a couple more updates before the AMA. There's not going to be any more Patreon or member exclusive content. The benefit of the membership or Patreon will be the Discord itself, which if you're a member or patron and you're not in the Discord, you should really join the Discord. It's chill as hell. But I decided I don't want to do any more exclusive content, despite it being like a super good incentive, because I don't know, it doesn't feel right anymore, and I don't like adding members only videos because it makes my YouTube page look ugly. And YouTube also like recommends the videos to people, which I don't know why you would ever do that. That doesn't make any sense to me, to recommend a members only video. I'd much rather they recommend my actual videos. So I really appreciate the support of people that joined my membership for that exclusive content. But from here on out, I don't want to make any more exclusive content. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you for 100,000 subscribers. Oh my god. And thank you to anyone who subscribes in the future that might happen to be watching this. Hey everyone, Animated Dumb Jake hopping in here for a second. Before the video ends, I wanted to let you know that there is going to be an AMA video where I answer a ton of questions from a bunch of my fans. That's going to be uploaded to my second channel in a few days. It is recorded, I just don't have time to edit it, because I wanted to upload this closer to my 100K milestone. So that should come out in a few days, or at the latest like next week. Again, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate y'all. And I think the best thing I can do to show my appreciation is make some good videos and put out some content. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.